Since I've gotten so much time on my hands right now, I have done a lot of research which I never would have done in the past. Okay, and I researched because I wanted to. If you're in a negative YouTube group for years, right, and you're in a positive YouTube group for years, and it's very interesting. The negative one, like I stepped away from that like 2.5, 3 years ago. And sometimes I'll address things, but I'm not into it constantly researching, finding out information about people. I don't do that no more. It was so draining before. I just didn't realize it. And I did research on that, and it's very interesting. People that are still into that, like talking hateful things about people, doing that kind of content, can make your mind in normal day circumstances be more volatile, be more violent. Like because you're still living like when I did it 2.5 years ago, like constantly all the time. You're constantly wanting to come after that person, constantly want to attack them people, and that mind status, it stays that way. But when I walked away, I don't see that like that no more. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize. It's interesting. If you go do the study yourself, you don't believe me about psychology on that shit. And it's very interesting. There's big words I can't say again. I could get my iPad here and look at it and read it to you guys, but you all can do your own research. But it's very interesting because somebody got really, 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 really upset with me, and that's fine. It's over with now. We've gone our separate ways as far as I know. Okay, that's okay. I don't know. It was a big misunderstanding from the timestamp, what I thought was in my head. But so much anger, and it blew my mind because then I started, and today I'm sitting here and I'm saying, why would somebody get so fucking freaking mad about something, to the point where they want to come beat me up, and something that happened like 4 years ago. And then I started doing research on that and it's just how your mind perceives shit. I'm not saying this person did that because of YouTube. I don't know their mindset, but it was very interesting. If you're around a lot of negativity, you're going to stay negative for a very, very long time. Okay, and it can act out in public situations. Now myself, I stepped away, and nobody has. I don't care if people don't. Who cares if you hate me, don't like me? Now. I don't care. Before I had like, why? I have to prove why, and I don't have to prove anything anymore. It doesn't. It's not important to me anymore. I don't care. And there's certain things, like that situation. I forgot about that 4 years ago. And then something was brought up, and I said something because I was trying to correct what really happened. Okay, and it's okay. I mean. Now, when stuff like this happens, I go and I study the psychology of it. It doesn't mean this is why this person did that at all. It's just, there's a possibility of being around negativity, like a stream that has been negative for all these years. It can start to affect your daily life, it says. Not for everybody, but it can. And we know certain people where it does, where they research shit for many, many hours. I mean, I've been guilty of that in the past. I ain't going to lie. But my cancer has just limited so much things down in my life. I just can't. I can't do that kind of negativity shit no more. And I gotta admit, Mr. Cause reached out to me just recently, and we're good. We're good. It may, and it's private. It was private. I always wanted it private from the very fucking beginning, and I'm just grateful. It ended on this note. It's fine. I'd rather have it be neutral, you know what I'm saying, than a little anger towards each other. So like when I see them in public, or if I go to the range, say, hey, what's up, dude? I'm good with that. That's how I've grown as an adult these days. This is what I'm so proud about myself these days, and nobody has to see it. And on YouTube, they're gonna say, well, Mad Maggie's always complaining. No, I'm just telling my story. But I understand why people got to say that, because that's the content certain creators have. They dwell on negativity towards others to try to make them feel really bad about themselves. And fuck, they did that for me for years, and it worked for years, because they fuck with you. They try to trigger and they hit you on things, and I'm so proud of myself, that I've done so much research on the psychology of it. And once you learn, because everybody's different. I never realized how many people see your poems people see the way you say things. Like, okay, a poem, like I love doing poems now. I don't know if you all know this, but I do poems, and some of them have been really, really successful. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of views, especially the one with Kevin Litt. I mean, literally thousands and thousands. It was just, I did poems, but that was a really deep, good poem with a picture and all that, and the form I put on it just fucking blew up. And I'd get people walking up to me in the public. All the videos I ever done in my life, dude, this video ain't gonna get shit, but my poems hit hard, and I like that. I never knew writing poems would be so amazing. And the fact that I've learned that people, you have six different people see that poem, perceive it six different ways. People will relate, people couldn't understand because their uncle or somebody went through that. Other people will fucking hate and disagree with you because they think you're out of your fucking mind. And certain people won't understand it at all, and they're just going to hate on you because other people hate on you. You know? And I came to realize that, and I don't know why it took me so long to realize all that, but that's good. It's good knowledge. So if you're like going through this shit, I suggest you step back and see, you know, what's happening here and the people that are fucking, and then research it, because it can save your fucking life, man. I mean, I had to walk away from all that. Now I'm gonna sit here and put this video on YouTube, and they can slice it, and they can do what they want on it, because they're gonna analyze it the way they analyze videos. That's okay. I mean, that's what their content is. But I've learned, very interesting, that a negative channel compared to a positive channel, it's really interesting research. But you guys can go and check it all out. And I was wondering why I got such a hateful response, but it makes sense because they're stuck in that community of negativity, man. I don't care how they see it. I don't think they see it as negativity, but from the outside looking in, it really kind of is. You know, the whole group, both sides. You know, for years, and you know, it's not just, there's millions of different channels out there that do the same thing they're doing. It's just drama and negativity on YouTube pays. It gets views, it gets you money, and getting people to react to it even gets you more money, and it's how people make money. It's unfortunate, you know. That's, you know. Like rage bait. You guys know, I've learned a lot about rage bait. Rage bait is a big thing on YouTube and everything. People make up bullshit stories about something. People fucking rage on that shit. It's a good way to make money, right? Like, when you step out, like I stepped out from the outside, I'm seeing that there's ways to make so much money being rage bait, pissing people off because of the engagement people get. It's insane. But I want to do that now that I can put out a fucking Facebook thing and just piss people off, get so many views and so much saying, because YouTube have not asked. I don't know. There's possibilities of monetizing here on Facebook, on TikTok, and then on my other thing. But I'm not going to, because I'm not into it. Now I would like to get my $100. You know, when I closed down my YouTube account, I had like $98 in AdSense, and I didn't realize that. I don't know. I should have checked it, and I didn't, because that's me. And after the fact, I wait a while, and it says if you ever get your viewer count up to 4,000 watch hours again, you can get that back. So, motherfuckers. But I don't really care about all that. All right, bye everybody. Thanks for reaching out, cause I appreciate the private message. You're awesome, dude. That's all I asked for, man. All right, will I get chicken wings from him again? Maybe. Now maybe. Before, if it ended the way it did, but the way that it ended, probably hell yeah, because he makes good chicken wings, but I don't even know. So we'll see. So I want to say thanks on that. Me and Community Cosby ended on a good note, and that's the way I like it. I mean, I prefer to end it on a good note like that than just, when you get older, not everybody, there's obviously it's not everybody, but for me, as I'm getting older, I just don't want hate and drama no more, because it's too fucking much for my body to handle. There's so many better positive things to do in life. And am I perfect? Hell no, I'll never be perfect. All right, everybody. 10-minute video. I hope you all watch it to the end, because it's a good saying. 10 minutes. This is why I don't do videos anymore. That's why I love my poems. I love my poems. My poems do really well sometimes. And it's just, what's really touching on this one last thing is, this winter, I was in Bombay Beach, and I'll say about 5 different people over the 4 months have come up to me and sat me down and told me how much my poems really touched and they could relate to it. And to me, that's amazing, because people see poems so differently than others, and that they actually touch somebody. And that's a good thing, a positive thing. All right, bye everybody. And there, well, I just want to. Well, I'll tell you another day. It's too goddamn long. 10 minutes.